Hi folks, this is Barry again with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair, and today we're doing more or less kind of a part 2. It's a continuation of a video I did on a Craig home unit, Craig Pioneer home unit. That's not really the view that I wanted right now. Let me see if I can find my other, there's the view we're looking for, the overall view. This is a Craig Pioneer stereo 8, forgot the model number, but I can probably find that later. But this machine is pretty peculiar, and this is actually the case with a lot of the Craig Pioneer units and even the Craig units, is they have a really unique way of holding the tape in place, and I covered that in complete detail on a previous video, but I'll go ahead and go over it again. We need the closer view of the mechanism for this, but on this model and quite a few other Craigs, when you slide your tape in place, you can see that right there it pushes up against the pawl, and that pawl transfers the tape motion to this little plate right here, and as you push your tape in, it pushes that plate close to the solenoid, and right about this time it's also engaging the power switch so that it energizes that solenoid to lock the tape in place. It's a pretty highly precise mechanism. Unfortunately, that kind of precision also demands a certain amount of precision from the tapes, and we're talking about the physical dimensions here. And this tape or this machine was sent in by a customer who reported that he first started having problems with the double length tapes. And so after I thought I had the machine completely repaired, I asked him to send me actually the two tapes he was having the most trouble with. And so we'll go back to our overall view here, and this is a Donna Summer double length tape that he was having trouble with, and this is another double length tape, tape of Christmas songs. And so there's one thing that I discovered about these tapes. I was able to get almost all the tapes to play satisfactory, except for the Donna Summer tape. And after pulling my hair out about a day and a half over it, I finally discovered something. And I'll show this to you right now. We're going to bring our overhead cam into the picture here so we can see what we're doing. There's our overhead cam, and I decided to see how recessed the pressure roller is on an 8-track tape. And as our measurements show here, let me move this little stack of tapes out of the way for the moment, and we're looking at about a 1/16, between 1/16 and 3/32 of an inch between the roller and the outside part of the cartridge. You can see right there we're looking at about a 1/16, and we'll measure a few other tapes just to make sure it's consistent. Okay, once again that's about a 1/16, maybe not even that. Some of them are even less than a 1/16. And so on and on and on. All these tapes are pretty much agreeing with each other on the amount of recess in the roller. This roller is recessed just a little bit more, close to 3/32, and so on and so on. So you can see that this is a pretty consistent dimension here. It's right at about a 1/16, between a 1/16 and 3/32. So now we're going to go to this, and here's a tape that he had a problem with, also his Christmas tape, and that's also reading about a 1/16. Now this Donna Summer tape, the one that was persistently a trouble tape, I measure this one, and look at that. We've got almost an eighth of an inch there. We definitely have over 3/32, and so this roller being that much more recessed is important. And the reason that this roller is recessed is probably because the rubber has dried out over the years and has contracted enough to reduce its physical dimensions enough not to play properly in this machine. So the first thing we're going to do here is, I've got this big old stack of tapes right here. I got a total of about 20 tapes that I'm going to feed into this machine, kind of in rapid fire motion, one right after the other, just so that you can see that my repair work, is good, and in that it plays basically all these tapes satisfactorily. Then I'm going to put in the Donna Summer tape, and if it messes up, I'm going to show you guys what you can do to fix the problem. Only when it comes to the Craig and Craig Pioneer units, which has this unusually complex tape retention system. So let's just go ahead and start popping these tapes in one after the other so that you can see that they're all working properly.
I just been to Dominica.
Okay, that's some John Sebastian tape there. Get some more music on there.
Did you miss how? Did you ever have to finally decide?
Okay, so that one's playing good. I'm just going to go rapid fire. I don't want to waste too much of your time or mine. This is Jim Reeves. Okay, good. Tchaikovsky. And this is classical, so it's at a pretty low volume. Okay. Pop in a little Tim Weisberg here. That's good. We got some Cathedral Quartet, whatever that is. What it is loud. Okay, so we know that's good. Dean Martin. Okay, Paul Simon. And these are tapes of all different styles and types, many different types of cartridges, just to make sure that my repair work is consistent and that the machine also operates consistently. Okay, here's a Carpenter's quad tape, which it doesn't matter that it's quad because we're just testing to see if it runs. Okay, got some Horowitz here. Nope, that is an A440 test tone that I use for speed adjustment sometimes. Okay, we got now this is the Christmas tape that my customer had trouble with before. Okay, we'll set this one over here so I don't mix it up with mine. Make sure you get this tape back. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this stack for the moment and just set it down here somewhere. Make room for more. And on we go. Partridge Family. Alrighty, Jukebox Saturday Night, whatever that is. I don't even think they even had jukeboxes when the time that was recorded. Here's a Buick demonstration tape. So as you can see, we're operating very consistently here. I'm not even being careful about how I put the tape in. I'm just jamming it in any old which way.
Why does the sea rush to shore?
That is a pink noise tape. That's another test tape that I use to check frequency response. Got about 4 more to go. My God, that is the most studio compression I've ever heard on a recording. And a really helpful tip on this type of unit also is if the tape is changed in dimension, it's not pushing the solenoid in all the way. After you feed it in, just give it a little push to the right until you hear this distinct click. Not sure if you can hear the click or not, but that's when it actually is engaging the solenoid. And only just a couple of tapes that's required on Guy Lombardo. Okay, that's another test tape. You can see the tone is consistent in pitch, so the speed's correct, and so it's working properly. Okay, so that's about 20 tapes we've tested. This one's actually at the splice, so it'll be several seconds before the music starts. Little Doobie Brothers. Let's pop in some Doobie Brothers. Okay, so all these tapes play well. They're all doing just fine. And now we're going to go to this Donna Summer tape, and I can show you what a 30-second difference in the amount of roller recess can cause. We're just going to pop this tape in. Okay, you can hear that it's speeding up and slowing down, dragging, and everything else that's bad. So now, the reason that's happening is because of the fact that the roller is more recessed than on the other tapes due to age and shrinkage. It's not meeting the capstan. By the time this tape locks itself in place, the roller is not quite up against the capstan well enough because it is more recessed. So on this one tape, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take a file. We're going to file down this edge just a little bit so that it allows that roller to get a little bit closer to the capstan. And here we go. We just take our little file. And we don't want to file too much. We're going to go little by little here. And we're just going to shorten the length of that cartridge just a touch with this file. Okay, that might be enough to fix it. Let's try it. Nope, not quite. So we're going to file it down some more. It's better to, you can always take more off. So, and what we're doing, we're just filing it down right at this corner here where that tape hits the solenoid. And may have to actually resort to sandpaper because the file's not taking off a whole lot of plastic. And naturally, you don't want fragments of plastic falling down inside the cartridge and jamming up the tape. Okay, let's try it now. It's getting better. In fact, we could probably do this. Okay, where it's getting better. We're not quite there yet. So let's just take a little bit more off here. Okay, I think this should do it. And all we're doing is we're filing this part down so that when it presses against that pawl, it still allows the, because see this pawl sticking out, that will only let the tape go so far this way. And that's why we need to trim down this edge a little bit here so that the tape can actually go a little bit more forward and make good contact with that capstan. So let's try this. Look at that. Just like magic. We can even try to dislodge the tape, try to make it worse. But it's playing consistently now. Now just for good measure, I'm going to take off just a touch more. We don't want to take off too much more at this point because if we shorten the length of this cartridge too much, then it's not going to push that pawl far enough in for the plate to meet the solenoid and therefore be locked into place. So let's just take off just a slight touch more for good measure. Okay, now let's try it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be really nice this time. So here we go. As you can see, I can't even make it mess up now. Okay, let's pop it out and try it a few more times just to make sure it's going to be reliable and consistent. Okay, I'm going to call that fixed. That sounds good. It's playing consistently. And now the fact that you're filing this part down a little bit, if necessary, it's not going to affect how the tape plays in any other machine, because almost all other machines just simply have this roller on a spring, and that holds the tape in place, and you don't have all this other garbage back here that could interfere. So let's just try it one more time. Okay, good. We'll try the guy's Christmas tape one more time. Okay, looks good. Try a couple of my tapes.
I drank myself sober.
Okay, that's classical music, so you're not going to hear a whole lot of volume here. We'll try one more tape.
Start picking cotton about daylight. On Saturday, Pa'd take it all to town.
Alrighty, we're going to try Donna Summer one more time, the problem tape. Okay, we're done here. And needless to say, you can always replace the roller also. If the roller has contracted and not making good contact with the capstan, you can always replace that roller. Of course, there's no guarantee that the roller that you're using to replace it won't also be shrunk. So, and this, of course, applies only to the Craig units that have this overly complex tape retention system. And so now I'm going to see if I can find my face again so I can say goodbye. And this is Barry with Barry's 8-track and classic car radio repair. And as you can see, I am most likely when it comes to 8-tracks, probably the world's most analytical guy, simply because it's my specialty and my living depends on it. So if you have a machine that needs service or a classic car AM radio that you would like converted to FM, you can reach me directly at 928-533-9666. You can also visit my website, Barry's8trackrepair.com. That's BARRYS number 8 trackrepair.com. And another one of my websites that's easier to remember is simply classiccarradiorepair.com. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.